Happy World Milk Day, guys.
Happy World Milk Day. It is World Milk Day today.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? We drink a lot of milk today, or we just celebrate cows, or what do we do?
If we're celebrating cows, we'd have the Bolero Boys on.
Exactly.
Maple syrup dripping from his fake roll. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he should.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Thursday, a special Thursday edition of the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Show. Thursday, July the 1st, 2021. Yes, the 1st. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Yes, it's July 1st. I'm sorry. What's up, Mr. Samurai? How the hell are you today? You don't have anything in your mouth. You're not eating. What the hell's going on?
No, I'm not eating. I ate before, and it's been I've got to go on a diet. It's either food or beer, and I'm not giving up beer.
I was going to say there's a
not
question there.
It's not happening. So, not eating today. Well, I did eat some dinner, so I'm okay. I'll be good. I'll be good for the show. I won't fall asleep at the end. I promise.
You don't want to do that. No.
And
sometimes it's actually funnier because
yeah,
we can make fun of him while he's sleeping. But that's the point.
Let's see, what is the day today? What do we go with? Oh, it's International Reggae Day.
Today is International?
Yeah, it's International Reggae.
International. It's one of them.
The whole world celebrates reggae today.
Reggae Day. There you go. So
there we go. So
it is also National Joke Day.
Is it International Joke Day?
International Joke Day. Hey, you know what? I got something to say though. I mean, we normally start at 6:30, right? Start 6:30 ish. There was we do apologize. We ran a little late today because it was a huge thunderstorm, and we were worried. And
John was hiding under the table.
I was under the table. I was very scared, shivering the whole 9 yards. But 6:30, we start at 6:30 because 6:30 is the best time on the clock, hands down.
Mm-hmm. So, gotcha. See what you did there.
I see you right there.
Yeah, that's what you did there.
You know what else today is?
Oh God, it's a day of shame for all Met fans.
Bobby Bonilla Day. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, everybody.
And this is where the Mets write a $1 million check to Bobby Bonilla for not having played for the team for how long?
He hasn't played since 1999.
Yeah, and how long is this going to go on for? Another 30 years?
Till 2035.
35. Yeah. Okay, so only 14 more years.
Another 14 years. It's actually $1.193 million.
There's the international joke right there.
There's your international joke.
And speaking of the Mets, 20-2 loss last night.
Even more of a joke.
Especially when you put a outfielder into pitch because the game's so far gone.
It was 11-2 when they started putting position players in, and it was 20-2 at the. Yeah.
Well, I got a little thirsty while you were.
I know.
Hiding.
You're very thirsty.
So I'm gonna pour my beer.
Just start pouring right now. Get it over with.
So I'm pouring a Particles Collide by Manhattan Project beer company.
Particles Collide. It's a 7.5% New England IPA, is it not?
Actually, they say it's a hazy IPA. So
is that right?
Yeah. I don't know if in Texas they refuse to say New England. Maybe that's it.
But
I don't know.
I did pull the ABV off of Untapped, and Untapped it's classified as a New England IPA. So.
Well, yeah, that's the way it's classified. But if you look right there on the can.
Look at that. Hazy IPA.
So it's Manhattan Project, but it's not out of Manhattan, where I work, where I was today. Yes. As you can see on the bottom there, it is from Dallas, Texas.
From Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
A New England IPA from Dallas, Texas.
A hazy IPA from
I know.
Texas.
A hazy IPA from Dallas, Texas, yes.
Oh, So I got this.
Where did you hook up with a beer from Dallas, Texas in New Jersey?
Well, I bought it in Texas. Well, remember a couple of weeks ago we had to go on Thursday because
you were in Texas
on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So, but I stopped into this great place. It's called Lone Star Taps and Caps, and I was talking to this guy Rick. Rick's a fantastic guy.
We should have him on the show.
You know what? Let's make that happen.
Why don't we have him on the show now?
Let's bring him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rick Alley from Lone Star Taps and Caps, the Godfather. Hold on, let me put his moniker up right here. Rick, is it Ali or Ali?
Rick Ali. Yeah, Ali, whatever. I've been called worse.
You are the Godfather. Not the owner, the Godfather.
See, that's why I couldn't figure out if he was the owner or if he just worked there. But he talked a great game, so I thought he owned the place.
And I threw this up too. You're in Lewisville, Denton, and Fort Worth, right?
Lewisville, Lewisville, Carrollton, and Fort Worth. So Denton used to be a shop we had. So,
gotcha.
But I have Lone Star Beverages and Taps and Caps.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate
so maybe what we got to do is anytime we have anything related to Texas, because that week you were in Texas and we did the Thursday show too. Steve Nicaro was on that Thursday. So anytime we have anything related to Texas, we have to do a Thursday show.
Yeah, you know Steve, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Houston. He's from Houston.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in years, but I know who he is. Yes.
Yeah. So
it was really weird.
Last Thursday.
What was really weird too is that it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. What was weird too is I posted in the Texas Let's Talk Craft Beer group for the show today, and for some reason, every time I put it in, I put the post up, it classified it as me selling beer on the page.
Well, you used to do that.
Well, how did they know? You know?
Did you have to reach out to Steve?
So they said they had to take it down. They declined the post. Facebook. It wasn't Steve. It was Facebook. Declined the post because I was posting Lone Star Taps and Caps selling beer for you in Marketplace. And I'm like, how did that happen? Whoa. So, but I was tagging Lone Star, right? So the third time I put it up, I didn't tag Lone Star, just tagged you, and I tagged Dave, and sure enough, it worked. So
bam, it's there.
I found that odd.
And
so did Steve. I went back and forth with Steve too. He says this is really weird. He couldn't figure it out either. So
you're thinking every time we do something to do with Texas, we have to do the show on Thursday?
I have to do a Thursday show. It's a Thursday Texas show.
So it's like come on, take the money and run from Steve Miller. Every time they say Texas, they do right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
Something.
Yeah, they only do it twice because they only mention one. They mentioned Texas, and what was the other? Then they mentioned a town in Texas.
What we call it? Well, what's his name is a detective down in Texas.
Yeah, that's the first time, and then I forget the second time. Anyway, irrelevant. We got producers to look that stuff up.
We do.
For us.
Matt, Brian, please, if you're with us, find out what the other line in "Take the Money and Run" is. That's a clap.
So now, Rick,
that's very important to the craft beer show. We need to know this.
We need to know this stuff. We've covered sports. We've covered music. Let's get back to beer now, Rick. So you had told me before the Taps and Caps.
I should open beer.
That's right.
You open your beer. Screw everybody else. You got yours going. It doesn't matter.
Beer, that's all.
What's Rick drinking? Actually,
what are you drinking there, Rick?
Yeah, I've actually got one of my favorites. It kind of ties into what later on, but salty michelada from boys in Martin House.
Oh, very nice.
It's a lot. Turn it back around to the red side.
That's a really nice can.
That is a nice can.
See where I went there?
Yeah. You can kind of see it there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But in any event, no.
So michelada sour beer essentially. So they use their basic goes and add michelada mix with some clamato and some tahini. It's hot, so michelada as it is.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to you have a goes. Dave has a hazy IPA. Excuse me. I'm going to be drinking my first beer here. Is from Connecticut. It's from it's Watercolors Creamy from Skygazer Brewing Company. It's actually.
Are you going to drink something pink?
So it's pink. Yeah. It's Watercolors Creamy. It's raspberry blueberry cheesecake. Berliner Weiss.
See, I'm excited, Rick, because usually I'm the one drinking the pink beers on the show.
Okay.
You said you were going to drink two IPAs today, so I figured, okay, I'll drink two sours today, and they're both pink. So there you go. Take a look at this. Raspberry blueberry cheesecake Berliner Weiss. That's
that's a lovely magenta.
Look at that. So got to take the cursory lager room picture. Hold on one second here. Get over there.
He does this with all the beers, Rick.
We got to do it. You have to. So.
Now, Rick, if you remember, I bought that pickle beer at your place.
Yeah. So the same brewery I'm drinking is michelada from right now.
Oh,
Did you try it? Yeah.
Yeah, that the nose feel.
That's where the pickle beer came from.
That's where the pickle beer came from. The nose feel on that thing was pretty much all garlic.
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
All garlic, huh? Yeah.
All garlic, but it tasted like a Jewish dill.
Well, they collaborated with the Best Made out of in Fort Worth as well too. Which is, I don't know if you guys get Best Made up there. I'm assuming it's right further south.
No, we do not. No.
But it's a very cult following pickle company, so say at least.
Gotcha. Yeah, the first time I ever had anything along those lines was Schmaltz when they put out the pastrami Pilsner. So it wasn't technically
Nice.
it had the dill in it, had the pickling spices, obviously. But,
Sure.
But it had mustard flavor in it, and it did have some pastrami flavor in it too. The first time I had it, I actually had it at Barcade in Williamsburg, the original Barcade. And what's the only thing about the original Barcade that all the other Barcades don't, or all the other Barcades have that the original one doesn't? That would be food.
Oh,
The
yeah.
original Barcade has no food. So here I am drinking a pastrami pilsner, and I got to eat something with this damn beer. You know? So luckily they had crunchy pretzels, so I downed like 3 bags of them trying to get the beer down. But it worked. It was good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sounds right.
so I'll take this off right now. That's great. Well, let's start the show by asking you. We always ask everybody, what's the first craft beer you can remember having?
Ooh, good question. I would say the Chimay Blue, if that counts.
Wow.
God,
From
yeah.
Belgium.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a
Jump
really
right in with both
great-
feet. Yeah.
It was between that and Shiner Bock. Those are the two that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You are
This is
in
back in-
Texas.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
you're in Texas. You got to have Shinerbach. You know.
Yeah, I was in college, so
Whether
I
you
thought
like it or
was-
not, you're drinking Shinerbach. So.
Yeah, I thought I was the cool guy drinking Shiner in college whenever I was drinking Bud Light. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Chimay and Shiner were my starts.
Nice.
Chimay Blue is it's such a good beer.
But-
Yeah, I haven't had it in
So-
years, but there was for a while there. We used to go to a sports bar up here and watch the game with my dad and his homies, and we actually would get them to custom order cases of Chimay Blue while we're watching the Cowboys, which we probably needed because they fucking suck now.
as Giants fans, we're not.
Yeah, you're right there with me. Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
Well, we are this
exactly.
past year, yeah, but
yeah.
So well,
And-
last 1, 2, 3, 4 years actually they've been last year there was a little bit of hope there last year, so
That's what happens every
maybe
year.
that was because our new offensive coordinator is your old coach, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Well, we know how well he does, right?
He's our old backup quarterback too, so that's another.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah.
suck you in, and then eventually just fucking drop you. So
yeah, you can't leave Jersey. I've tried to escape twice,
No,
and I've returned twice.
exactly. Well, Garrett was born and raised in Jersey, so
Yeah.
no way, huh?
yeah,
It's crazy.
not too far from here actually, only about 10 miles from where I
I
am.
didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, but in Monmouth County. Anyway, that's great though. Jumping
Yeah,
with
we're-
both feet right into
Yeah,
podcast.
hell yeah.
gotta love that. So what your place? Obviously, I have not been there. I've been I haven't been to.
Can we get back to the question? I jumped. You're right.
Oh,
I
you
jumped
did.
the gun.
Oh, you did ask.
But,
Okay.
I was starting because when we were talking about taps and caps, and it's a great concept, and we'll get to that. But you had a business, and you still have the business before that. It's a liquor store, a distributor.
It's a bottle shop. Essentially, it's a beer and wine store. The city doesn't allow liquor, which is weird. But yeah, it'll be 18 years this year. So I first started. Yeah, I was just a beer baby at the time, I guess you could say.
Beer baby.
Yeah. It's fresh.
There's a lot
I
of them
was,
running around out there, if you know what I mean. So.
Hey, that's how I make my money.
There you
Beer
go.
baby. So all the beer you're drinking right now, that's part of the beer baby boom right now, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
give me all the slushies and but yeah. So when I opened the shop, I used to have family in Chicago and California, and I used to go visit them and drink all those crazy craft beers. And then I lived down the street from the shop, and Carrollton went wet, and I was like, dude, I'll go open a beer store and get all these craft beers into my store. Little did I know that state of Texas has this Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission that doesn't let you bring in shit without approval.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of a slow growth, but there was no one else really doing it besides one other shop here in Dallas, and kind of just between Beer Advocate and Rate Beer at the time, the only ones really around.
Mhm.
And kind of just grew it through that. Being a beer nerd myself, it's like, hey man, the local group was all excited to have another person actually trying to get beers into the state.
awesome.
So it was pretty fun growing it.
How long ago was that?
I'm 18 years.
18. Yeah, that's right. You did say that.
Yeah.
18 years ago.
So you're one of the OGs.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely I feel that way, which is crazy because a lot of guys weren't drinking craft beer at the time that are drinking all the slushies now.
Mhm.
So I had no clue. I think the first beer I got in the store was a Golden Monkey from Victory.
Oh, wow.
This is the first craft beer I actually was able to get in the shop. So of course the Chimay was right behind it, red, blue, and white.
Sure.
So
This is, by the way, not to change the subject, but this is literally blueberry raspberry cheesecake is what I'm drinking here. It's insane.
what's the ABV on that beer?
It is 5.5.
So
So it's not.
Yeah,
It's not a huge beer. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
go. Should figure it'd be low. A Berliner. You're a Berliner. He's drinking the Goes.
He's drinking the Goes. I'm drinking the Berliner. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that's awesome that you did that. So you basically fostered the craft beer community in Texas, not just Dallas. To a point.
Obviously the community was pretty small at the time, and so anybody that can promote, and as you guys know as well too, anybody who can promote the craft beer industry is helping grow it every day.
Sure.
I mean, we're podcast wouldn't have been a real thing years ago, even if they were existed. People would have been like, "What the hell is craft beer?" Right? So it's fun to see where it's at now. They're definitely the days talking to Samurai over here is like, dude, like instant, like talking to him is like, all right, cool. This guy's been around for a little bit, so you can talk about stuff. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. He's still young, right? So, but yeah, it's kind of fun to talk to the OG beer nerds out there and kind of really just drop. You do a little qualification first to drop a couple of brewery names and beer names to see, okay, is this guy legitimate or not? And then once he qualified me, once I qualified him, there's like, all right, cool, like we're good to go, right? So
I can only imagine that the two of you probably only took about 40 seconds to qualify each other. And you were good to go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if I told you this, John, but I brought up carton. The first word out of his mouth was
boat.
You
told me, yes.
Boat.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll get that stuff.
Me.
You gotta text me your address. I'll get that stuff.
For sure. Yeah, that was a quick flashback. All right, so that was really cool.
Yeah, Boat is such a good beer. But so I was just going to say you bringing in all the styles. Obviously, you wanted to do that in the beginning. That was your idea. Get all this craft beer in. What are some of your favorite styles to for you? Not even to bring into the store. Obviously, you bring in everything, right? But what are some of your favorite styles?
It's crazy. I think right now, I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way too. Like your palate just kind of evolves over time. So,
sure. Oh, of course, absolutely.
For me, right now, I am definitely missing all the damn West Coast IPAs. Give me a bitter ass IPA, which is fucking hard to find right now.
Yeah.
Can I curse? I keep saying, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Watch your fucking language, Ali.
Watch your fucking language.
West Coast IPAs are definitely what I crave the most. Either that or mostly just light lagers. Something good, solid lager, Pilsner. I've turned into the old guy that mows the lawn and just wants some easy to fucking drink. This well balanced.
It should have been on the last show.
Yeah. I'm all about it. I mean, for me, it's like I'll try everything, right? I mean, before I came on the show with you guys, we got a big drop of Untitled Art and a brewing project, and tried all their Imperial seltzers and all the fruited smoothie stuff, and like
Imperial seltzers.
Yeah, 9.5%.
Is barrel aged seltzers next? Is that what's coming?
It's coming, man.
Pastry seltzers, I hear. Pastry seltzers. Yeah. And if you remember, at your place, I bought a pastry goes.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. Top of my head now.
Yeah, what was that? That was delicious.
Oh, the symbol was a black can.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember what it was. That was delicious.
I mean, it's I had a pastry Imperial smoothie earlier. Seltzer 9.5%.
Imperial smoothie. I have seen the smoothies.
Yeah, it's all the rage right now, right? I mean, anybody who's putting a fruit juice in a Berliner Weiss right now can make it to run to the bank right now.
Exactly.
But which is crazy, right? So like for me, it's like I don't really care for them anymore. Like I used to be a big sour fan. Now I can still appreciate them, but I'm not gonna. You're not seeing me pay $10 for a can.
I can, yeah. I can. I love sours, but give me a good solid West Coast IPA. Give me a good Kolsch. Give me a good a good hoppy Pilsner. And I'm good to go. I'll sit back for a bit. But yeah, I can. Sour wise, I'm we're talking not just your Berliners or your Gozes or whatever. I'll drink Duchess de Bourgogne all day.
Yeah, gives the flavors. Yeah, hell yeah. Gives a Rodenbach. Yeah, all about it. Yeah.
So I figured. So on that note, I figured I'd drink two sours tonight. Right? But
I'm trying to find this pastry goes on my Untapped. I'm still going through. I've had 2 trips to Brooklyn in between. No, 1 trip to Brooklyn, 1 trip to Blind Tiger. So it's a lot to scroll through.
You probably had more at Blind Tiger than you did in Brooklyn.
Hell no! Is that Finback?
Oh, there you go. Right.
Nice.
You're right. It was a black can. It was Symbol. It's the pastry goes pineapple, coconut, and marshmallow.
Pineapple, coconut, marshmallow pastry goza.
It's crazy.
It's delicious.
That's a side project for another brewery called Three Nations, who makes typical IPA lager. It's the classics, and then the brewer, the owner actually opened up a side project called Symbol, and he's pretty much amping up his own beers and putting them out. So
nice,
pretty cool.
Very nice, very nice. Now, what you got? You also have it's taps and caps, right? So you're not just bringing in beer to sell packaged goods, obviously the cans to go out and whatever.
Yeah.
You're curating taps too. You're putting a big tap list together and everything, right?
Yeah. So, visiting California and you walking into a brewery, I remember going to Ballast Point, and some guy walked in with a couple of gallon growlers and filling up. And I was like, what the fuck? They're filling up growlers. And one of the things that used to bug me the most about having a package shop was that there'd be a lot of draft only beers, right? So I was like, dude, I can't even get that shit in my shop. So how do I get that? Open my own growler shop or slash on premise. And so again, the idea is that most of the time I do what I would want as a customer, and then everybody else wants to have something cool, but it's more for me than anybody else kind of idea. Right?
So you're bringing it for you, but you're making money on it too. So
I drink what I want and then share the rest.
Now, do you find yourself? Let me ask you. I got to ask you this. You find yourself when you got one beer that's on that it's your beer, it's your baby. You brought it in. Yeah. You really just brought it in for you, and you've only had a few of them or whatever, and maybe there's just a little bit. There's only maybe 2 pours left in the sixtel. Do you take it off and save it for yourself, or do you say?
Man, I'll be honest now. I think maybe after years of doing this now I've lost that luster. I mean, there are some beers that still kind of bring it on. Like we had a beer from a Humble Forager we got last week that it tapped it and it was almost gone within a day and a half. And I called the staff. I'm like, hey, save me 2 fucking cans of this beer. So there's that. Once in a while I'll do that, but
because you're filling cans too. You're doing 16-ounce crowlers.
Yeah, we did 32 before, but I realized that as I get older, I can't drink 32 ounces of a lot of stuff. So 16 ounces is where we're at, right?
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, it makes it much easier.
That's always good too, because now it's just not pouring it, right? You fill 2 cans, throw them in the fridge, and then let it run out, and you have your 2 cans, and there you go.
Yeah, one of the best things is you can sit there, you can drink a flight, and figure out what your crowlers you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I think my flight got delayed. I was there for 3 flights. My flight out of
waiting for one flight. You were having 3 flights.
I went out with 3 flights, and then I took your advice and I went off to Barrel and Bones.
Nice.
Had some. So what was it? The burnt ends. Oh, so good.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Texas candy.
We got a couple of comments coming in from the YouTube feed. Lord's Brewing Company in. The UK, obviously, apparently. He says, yo, from the UK. He says, do you guys do real ale, cask ales, real ales?
Man, it's funny because when I was just at, where was I? Where they had some hand pulls. Oh, Cork City.
There you go.
And they had hand pulls, but because of COVID, they had turned them off.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got to recondition all the lines.
Sure.
So and they also don't have the kegs. No one's making casks.
No one's making them.
Nobody's making anything now. Yeah, because everything's going into cans. They're barely making enough. I mean, they're just getting back into making kegs now.
So they don't have the cask right now. But real ale, we don't do real ale in the U.S. We're familiar with it. A friend of mine, Stu Picard, does the Ginge Real Ale Trail. On Facebook, and fun to watch, and we get what it is, and it would be neat to see a movement like that here, wouldn't it?
That would be cool. That would be that would be really cool. Yeah.
What do you think?
I know a couple guys too.
Just cask condition, only the natural carbonation, pulling it out. What do you think?
What do you think, Rick?
It used to be a thing back in the days. I don't know, man. Like maybe we'll kind of recycle back to it. I love
everything. Everything old gets new again at some point. So
yeah, exactly.
You need to figure out a way to make it really hip in the U.S. that needs to be marketed. To your point earlier, Rick.
Yeah, maybe we can throw some yogurt in it and some cheesesteak in it.
So now this is the one thing I need to ask you. You mentioned yogurt beers while I was there.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. Yeah,
we have not heard of that up here. Explain these yogurt beers.
Oh, I'm not sure if it's really yogurt. I mean, it's funny. I went to California one time, and the brewery was one of my Black Tuesday, my favorite beer of all time.
Oh God. That's a great beer.
Yeah, it's my favorite beers, literally ever. But I went there to visit them and hung out with them for a little bit, and they had talked about making a mango lassi, which essentially is like culturally yogurt, mango puree, and then ice. Essentially, a good summertime drink.
Nice.
But they found a way to make beer or yogurt powder, essentially to create the yogurt flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him was the fact that there's a brewer here down the street from us opened a sour brewery only. This guy used to own a brewery that was all German styles. His heritage goes back all the way to Weinstephaner. So he's definitely old school, like OG, like you only put 4 ingredients and nothing else really matters. And he'd call out every brewer in town for brewing beers that weren't true German style. And now he sold that brewery, opened a brewery called Sour House, and is brewing beer with all kinds of random stuff. and I've heard that he puts yogurt. So it's kind of like I want to go visit him and see his face now.
That's the one in Truck Yard, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanted to get to Truck Yard while I was there, never got around to it, and it's because that brewery was one of the main reasons I wanted to go. But everything's outdoors, and it was hot as balls while I was there.
Yeah, you got to go to the evening, or that's only really gonna make it happen.
And then I come back home, and it was been just as hot here as it was when I was there. We've had 3 98-degree days in a row here.
Damn, it's actually probably hotter there. I think we were at 95 earlier. It wasn't that bad. So.
Oh, it rained today, so it cooled things off. But yeah, 3 98-degree days in a row, and we ain't used to this shit.
We'll get you guys down to Texas
it was soup. It was literally you literally cut your way through the humidity with a knife. It was ridiculous.
I was walking through Manhattan. It's like I think I told John it was like walking through broth.
It was really chowdery.
Well, it was Manhattan, so there were some chunks because
it was chunky. I'm sure it was, absolutely.
As Letterman has said, Manhattan, the town that makes its own gravy when it rains.
Exactly.
Does not sound like fun.
The gentleman from Lord's Brewing did say, "Hey, if you want me to come on, I'd be happy to." He has a full setup. He knows Ginge. Ginge is a legend. He said
he's a legend over here too.
And he said Ginge reviewed their beers the other day. He said so.
All right. Well, we'll get your information later.
We got it. Absolutely. Just shoot I sent you the email address there. Just shoot us an email and we'll set something up. Absolutely. Love to have it. Love to do that. So anyway.
We should have had that for Independence Day.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That would have worked, right? But in any event, I was going to ask you about the taps, though, curating them. What do you look for when you're, is it just all for, I don't want to say for you, obviously it's not. It's self-serving, obviously, to a point, but that's all great.
Yeah.
What do you look for as far as, do you stick to, what's selling and what's the newest, fad? Obviously we're talking about, bigger fruited sours and the smoothies and everything else. Do you stick to that, or do you try to keep it, general for everything? You have your IPAs on, you have your, a stout maybe, you have this, so it's all different, a good blend, so to speak.
Yeah, I think for me, so I buy the beer for all the shops. I think for me is that you got to have, it's like a certain set of rules when you're buying. One is you bring in beer that people want to drink or that are popular.
Sure.
Then you bring beer the people that just sell it a lot. Mm-hmm. Then 3 is what people
gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, and then 3 is what people should be drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for me, it's like a blend of all of that. Because I think for me, the onus on me is about I've been in the business for a while, and part of me is to help grow the industry and grow the community. So for me, it's like, all right, look, I'll give you your IPAs and I'll give you your lagers and I'll give you your fruited smoothies. And there's some stuff that a new saison or some other style that comes out that people really should be drinking. So for me, it's just a nice balance. And it's crazy because, it'll change, right? For me, it's like every week is get the best beers on at all times, but it may be IPA heavy one week. It may be stout heavy one week.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I try to do the same thing when I was on the behind side of the bar in the industry. I put on what I knew people were going to drink and what they were going to want. But anything that I thought of, like just that same thing you just said, this is a beer that people should be drinking and they're really not drinking enough of it. And I know this one is delicious. So I'd put it on and I'd be the first to say, here, just taste this.
Yeah.
Just taste this.
There are times where I get angry when people don't want to buy a beer. I'm like, dude, you need to fucking drink this beer. Like it's something that you should be drinking right now. Like This is what you should be having right now. So it's, I have to control myself sometimes. Like, why the fuck no one buying this beer? Like, what the hell? Like, so it's.
I walk into a store and go, "What should I get from up there?"
Yeah, exactly. That's how it should be, right? Yeah.
I ordered one thing, and I could see on his face. I sat down, I drank. I'm like, now I know why he made that face.
Well, I mean, it's asking. It's like going to a restaurant, asking the waiter what's good here. They're gonna give you the shit they need to sell, right? So for me, it's like, all right, dude, I don't ever want to do that to anybody, but it's always like, all right, what do you really want? What are you drinking? Well, no one ever tells you. It's like going to the mall and someone asks you for help. You're like, no, I don't need shit. When in all reality, yes, I need a fucking pair of pants, this color. Get me the fuck out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but no one, when it comes to beer, no one wants to tell you what they're looking for. They want to scavenger hunt.
Right.
Rick did not steer me wrong. Every beer he recommended was pretty damn good.
That's
good.
Awesome. That's
I appreciate
that. I got a story you'll love really quick. I've told it a couple times on the show before. I'll make it really quick, but
again,
it's hysterical how it is. Good. I'm at a brewery. And it's later on at night, and there's not that many people in there, and I'm talking with the bartender, and having a beer. And these two younger guys walk in. We'll say younger, all right?
Oh, this story, yeah.
Yeah, and then the one walks up, and one of the guys has been there before. The other one just brought his buddy there for the first time. So he walks up, orders what he wants. He knew exactly what he wanted. He got it, he walked away. And the other guy's standing there. He's looking at all the taps. They get 24 taps. He's looking. And the bartender says, "Can I help you narrow it down a little bit?" He says, "Maybe." And the bartender says, "What's your favorite style?" He says, "Well, I'm a big IPA guy. I love IPAs." He says, "All right, I'll tell you what. We have 6 IPAs on. We're slow. I'm going to give you a taste of all of them until you find something you like." He's like,
Sure.
"Great." So he pours him the first one, and it's their flagship West Coast, right? He takes a sip of it and does a spit take. He says, "This is disgusting. It's so damn bitter." The bartender says, "I thought you said you liked IPAs."
Yeah.
So, right? Yeah, he's like, no. He wanted orange juice is what he wanted.
Yeah, I had that same discussion earlier with one of the staff members. He's like, "All right, what's the difference between West Coast and East Coast?" I'm like, "Well, this is what I miss," because Untitled had a new West Coast IPA, and I was like, "Dude, this is what I fucking crave." And she's like, "Oh, well, I like the sweeter one, the aromatic one." I'm like, "Well, they're not really true IPAs to me. I love them still. I'll drink them, but I miss the old school Stone IPAs where it just wrecks your fucking palate, right?"
That's
Oh, Green Flash palate wrecker or Green Flash West Coast IPA, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There was time when I opened the shop, I didn't drink those at all. I mean, I was a big Belgian fan, right? So give me all the Belgian candy sugar, and that's all I drank. And then somehow over time, I suddenly just trying everything, and then just hit me, right? I was okay. Now I crave hops.
Anytime I want one of those West Coast IPAs that's going to tear me up, I go for the Green Flash.
Absolutely.
And then there was back in the Avery's Maharaja was it?
Maharaja was definitely a
you can't drink anything else for 2 days after drinking that thing.
If you're if you're going somewhere and you're having that beer, but there's like 4 other beers, you have those other 4 beers first.
Yeah, because you're not tasting a damn thing after that thing gets a hold of your palate.
Yeah, exactly. Ballast Point Sculpin's my go-to for West Coast style.
That's always a good one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lord's Brewing just put up. They just did a saison with lumps of wildwood in it. The wood's natural yeast fermented the beer. It's crazy. It's called Log Jam.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
wildwood.
Okay, you got to start saying some of these things, John, for when we have them on.
Wildwood, yeah.
So they're just like, I just picture them foraging out in the woods.
That's awesome.
Grabbing stuff out there with an axe.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we can toss this in there. And there's like mushrooms stuck to it. And they got to shake a few they got to shake a few hobbits off of it.
Right, exactly. They're holding on. Anyway,
take us home. Give us a second breakfast.
That's a great idea, though. I mean, who would have thought of that? That's really awesome.
That is really neat.
I love it. Oh, that's good. Good.
I'm
going to talk about that when we bring on the show.
I'm pretty certain that doesn't fall under the real ale.
No. It's not real ale now, but it is very. It would be very interesting to try. Let's put it that way.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
And he said the wood is just outside the brewery. Nice.
Tucked it in the morning.
Is it wild? Is it wilded?
It's wild, I guess. What's that?
So if there's a wild wood outside the brewery, is it really wildwood then?
It might just be feral.
It could be. But is the well? I mean, it depends on where the brewery is, right? If the brewery's in the middle of the woods,
it's wild. Yeah,
exactly. So he said it'll put hair on your chest.
I got put hair. Yeah, I don't think. I'm assuming none of us have that problem here.
I don't have that problem.
No.
Yeah. Just an assumption.
For Dave, maybe he's talking to Dave.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you're just shaving.
I'm part Cherokee, so I mean, not as hairy as you guys. John's got some Italian and German in there, so
there you go. So, but anyway, no, that's great. That's great. What's the scene like in Texas right now?
Man, it's great. Obviously, COVID put a big damper on stuff, but I think everybody's ready to start partying again. So right now, it's crazy because from when I opened my first shop to opening the Growler shop, it's been the local scene's growing. I think there's almost 80 breweries now. I think at least locally.
Locally, just by you, not in Texas.
That's just DFW.
That's just DFW. Yes,
DFW,
really? Right. So a lot of brew pubs and all kinds of concepts opening up.
That's
bigger breweries getting bigger. Smaller breweries popping up in every neighborhood. Every city is wanting a brewery now, right? So they're all begging people to open up a brewery. So
my plan is
pretty
to
cool.
be there in May-ish, 2023.
Yeah, hit me up when you get in town.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're from next May.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be fun to kind of get outside of the shop and go do some stuff. So I know when Dave came last time, we were hanging out at the store there.
Oh, sure.
Kind of
it'll be like a 2-week trip. We'll be coming through. We'll be going down and across, but we'll be in New Orleans before that, and then we'll be hitting Houston, Austin, and Dallas
Yeah, you'll be there.
And then back to Tennessee.
You'll be there for pleasure. I was there for work, unfortunately.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, so we'll be there a few days, but just
I
again
managed 3 breweries and a couple bottle shops. So
see that?
See,
See?
it's a success.
You gauged your time correctly. Used it, and you used it appropriately. So
It's a pro. It's a pro right there.
It's absolutely a big pro. Yeah, absolutely.
My hotels are always near breweries or legit bottle shops, right?
Mm-hmm.
one of these days I'll show you how
That's
I
the only
plan
one.
my,
I mean, yeah.
One of these days I'll show you how I plan my vacations. It's figure out where I'm going first, the major reason I'm going there, and then the next thing that I plot all the breweries.
Mm-hmm.
Then I figure out where I'm staying.
Yeah, 100%. My wife.
That's the only way to do it. I mean, why would you do it any other way?
I think my wife hasn't figured out yet. I do the same thing too. She'll be surprised that I found a beer store a block away from the hotel. I was like, oh, it's amazing. It's so convenient.
When you actually found the hotel a block away from the beer store.
It's so convenient that it's right here. The highest rated bottle shop is just across the street. Yeah,
right.
Well, I'm month and a half, less than a month and a half away from my trip to Maine. The Airbnb is in walking distance of, what did we calculate? 8 breweries?
Nice. Eight breweries, yeah.
8 breweries, yeah.
8 breweries, yeah.
And a distillery and a meadery.
There you go. There you go. Well, it's actually 7 breweries, a distillery, a meadery, and a blendery.
Yes, the blendery.
Yeah,
Technically, it's a blendery.
It's
blendery.
Yeah.
What is a blendery? Is that the new term?
They'll blend beer there. They'll take barrel-aged beers and blend them there. So they don't actually brew the beer there. They brew the beer in another location, and they take the barrels there and blend them into different, whatever they're making, and so forth. Yeah, that's a blendery. So,
but you can, outside of it, order yourself some poutine and eat and take it into the brewery and eat it while you're drinking these blended beers.
This is true.
Wait, is poutine a thing in Jersey? No.
Well,
no, but this is Maine.
Well, okay. You can find poutine in Jersey. You can. You find it everywhere, but you can find poutine in Jersey.
We call it disco fries.
We call it disco fries. Can I have an order of disco fries with some short ribs mixed into it?
So disco fries, it's the I'm drunk, I need to put some grease into my belly, and it's just French fries with mozzarella cheese and gravy.
Brown gravy.
So it's as close to poutine as as you could get.
Mm-hmm.
And disco fries have been a thing for a very long time here.
Back to the 80s. My cousin swears he invented the term.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Celebrity.
So in 1985, he was in a diner in Pompton Lakes or Pompton Plains on Route 23 in Pompton Plains. And Pompton Queen Diner, I believe it was, back then.
A great diner.
Yeah. And he swears that he coined the disco fry. These are great. You eat them after you go to a disco. They're disco fries. He swears he coined that phrase.
But we do know that Eric coined nose feel.
Eric coined nose feel. Absolutely. Definitely did.
It's a term we use on the show, Rick, rather than when we smell rather than saying it smells great. It's got a great nose feel.
The aroma of this beer is blah, 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 blah. No, it's got a great nose feel. Done. Like mouth feel, nose feel. So tongue feel would be next.
Yeah. Oh, God,
Instead of your palate, it's tongue feel.
That's no, we can get in trouble if we use that too often. Depending on who we're talking to.
This beer has a great tongue feel. Anyway, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that.
Just a couple more comments from Lord's Brewing. They're in a 400-year-old mill.
Oh God, we're going to need a picture of that.
That's awesome. And then he said it's been his dream to go to Texas. So,
hey, everything's bigger in Texas. Come on down.
Absolutely. And he says, if you ever want to come out here and see us, you're always welcome. Yes, thank you very much. And Shug Cole just said, y'all had a disco dog?
Okay, explain disco dog.
Disco dog. I'll let Shug explain that one. So,
Shug, explain that. Explain disco dog. I can only assume it's
Shug. You tagged Shug.
I did
when I'm posted, so he's a friend of yours. We know that much.
He's my homie. So let's see what he says about disco dog. I don't want to give away the secret there.
All right, don't give away the secret, Chuck. Tell us what a disco dog is. He goes, it's just a hot dog.
Yes. Yeah, before or after the disco is what it is, right? Yeah, exactly.
With fries, gravy, and mutts. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
There you go. Disco. So it's disco fries on a hot dog. It's a disco dog. There you go.
Straight up. So insider secret there, Shug right there is the marketing guy for Martin House Brewery behind the pickle beer and all that fun stuff too. So,
very nice.
Really?
Very nice.
They make some of the coolest shit locally. They made the Buffalo Wings beer, ranch beer, pickle beer. Obviously was a big one for them. But they're known for making some of the best sours and IPA. I mean, they make everything, but they put out new releases every week, and probably the most popular brewery for us locally down here.
That's awesome. Martin House. Their stuff's good. Really good.
Yeah.
Lords wants to know what's mutts. It's mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Yeah,
it's in the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, and depends on
who you're talking to or whatever. It could be parts of Connecticut or whatever. They call it mozzarella. Mutz. It could be MUTZ or MOTZ, but it's or Motz or Mutz. It's mozzarella.
What you need to do is Google Saturday Night Live's Italian spelling bee, and that'll explain it to you.
He says, "I get it now." Right? It wasn't Saturday Night Live. They actually did it. Maybe it was on Saturday Night Live. I'm not sure, but it was Tony Sirico from The Sopranos. Yeah. It was Lorraine Bracco from The Sopranos, and what's her face too was
just look up Italian spelling bee. You'll find it.
Just put in Italian spelling bee. Done. You'll figure it out. And that's great. But
gabagool.
Gabagool, yeah. GABB. You want to check that out.
The rest of the world calls it capicola. Even in Italy, it's called capicola.
Right.
It's only in this area. It's pronounced
capicola. It's capicola. Gabagool is a New York, New Jersey thing. Just
mostly Staten Island, right?
Mostly Staten Island, and over to Brooklyn and over to parts of Jersey. That's about it. So it's Gabagool, mozzarella, prosciutto.
So
it's not prosciutto, it's prosciutto.
Well, getting back to beer, I'm going to open my second.
Why don't you open your second beer? I got one more sip of cheesecake. So
I'm going to drink. Speaking of Brooklyn. So we're going with another IPA here, and it's an other half.
Gotcha.
And this one is what I tell you I'm drinking? Space Dream.
You are drinking Space Dream, yes.
This is an oat cream IPA.
Oat cream IPA.
And if you look at this thing,
it's an oat cream IPA.
That's thick. That's thick.
It's a creamy oaty IPA. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, is that an actual term in for the Brewers Guild?
I don't think
oat cream.
The BCJB. What do they say? If you're sick, stay home. If you're thick, come over.
There you go. Is that what they say?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Right, there you go. He said, Lords, once again, he said he had a Katz's Deli pastrami on rye. It feels right, like a rite of passage in New York City. It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. What's your? You drinking another beer, Rick?
I'm still in the same one. So.
Well, he pre-gamed the show, by the way.
I did pre-game the show.
You did. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, listen, I like your style. You pre-gamed the craft beer podcast. That is, it's badass.
Oh, that is definitely badass. Absolutely. That's fun.
You got to have a little bit of fun before you get the show started. Obviously, absolutely. It's the family's downstairs, so they're looking like I'm crazy to walk out with a whole bunch of cans. So, all right.
I'll be drinking from. Minneapolis, Modest Brewing. It's a tropic level zombie. I'll throw this up there. They call it a zombie tropical sour. Zombie tropical sour. I don't think that's a term either. But...
Or their brand, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the zombie taste like?
It's I'm assuming it's a.
Is it like the mixed drink? The
mixed drink. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Like
so it's a cocktail beer.
It's a cocktail beer, but it's a tropical sour. So. It's not pink, but it's not pink. I'll be drinking it in my Rheingeist glass.
Rheingeist.
There you go. But anyway, that's. I think did I ask you? I did ask you. I'm not sure if you answered. If you did, I apologize. What's the scene like in Texas right now, as far as anything new coming down the road, or?
Yeah, and it seems like the breweries kind of getting the groove of it. It's kind of cool because I think probably about 6 years ago, or maybe 7 years ago, the breweries were kind of just popping up, but they weren't really making the best beer. But I think now you're seeing breweries really getting their stride now, where I don't really need to get a lot of beers from outside of DFW or Texas to represent the best in the wall. So it's been fun to kind of see breweries. I'm pretty sure same for you guys too, where new breweries pop up and they're like, all right, the beer's good, but I'm not going to be going there all the time. But now it's fun to go back to these breweries that have been around for 3 to 5 years and just pumping out legit stuff. So hazy IPA still seem to be the go-to, and the fruited sours, but it seems like there's a lot of guys out here putting them out.
I was joking at the beginning of the show about hazy IPA. Do you guys not call them New England IPA?
Yeah, sick. When he said that, I was like, wait a minute. Like, it's funny you mentioned that, but I don't think I've seen anybody actually put New England on any of the local hazy IPAs, New England IPAs. They just kind of like, I think you may get like maybe an NE by any chance.
Yeah. There's a few breweries that what they'll do is they'll put any IPA and they'll call it a Northeast IPA, not just a New England. So they'll change the NE to New England to Northeast.
Does everybody
some
hate
people call
Brady
it East
that
Coast.
Much? No, I don't know.
He's well loved all over the country. Let's put it.
There was a brewery here. There's a brewery here locally in Grapevine, and they put a beer out. I think it was called like North Texas IPA, something like that. And people were upset because like it sounded like a hazy, but it wasn't hazy. And man, they got so much shit online about that. It was like you can't put hazy on there, and it's whatever deceiving. And I said, dude, it's a fucking beer. Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah.
Well, this is the state that did not allow Sam Adams to call cream stout.
Interesting.
They made it change the name to Stealth Stout, I think is what Sam Adams called it.
Stealth Stout.
Yeah.
What was the reason behind that?
I don't know what it was, but
like a medicine maybe.
Because there was no actual cream in it.
There was no cream. It was a cream.
People are gonna start rubbing it on them.
So what? You make a cream ale, you can't call it a cream ale because there's no cream in it. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same principle, isn't it?
Well, there are cream ales that come out of Texas, so the law obviously changed that made them do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Lords is really having fun on the show tonight. He said he actually put stickers on the if you look on the subway in Katz, there's some shops. A lot of Lords Brewing stickers are hidden.
Scavenger hunt. I work in Manhattan, so.
And then he says he's drinking. He has a Scottish steam beer. He's drinking a German Pils at the moment. He wants to know what a cream ale is. Sounds epic.
Well, there are some that are epic. There are some
that are epic. There are some that are not so much. Yeah, no. It's just a heavy, flaked corn. Mm-hmm. It's like what a New England IPA. It's like what the oats and the wheat are for New England IPA for just a regular, a lighter lager.
And there's
a lighter ale, pale ale.
There's one out of Pennsylvania that really accentuates that corn flavor by sealing the kettles when they're supposed to be gassing off I can't remember the name of the compound now. It's 3 letters that actually give that cream corn flavor to beer. Mm-hmm. It's really easy to gas it off, and almost everybody else gasses it off. But they actually seal the brew kettle to keep it in there.
Keep it in there, yeah.
To make the beer taste like cream corn.
Infuse it back in.
Which is crazy. No one eats cream corn.
You have your work cut out for you, Dave. If you find that sticker, he'll send you $100.
No, not pounds sterling.
Yeah, pounds. What he's gonna say. You get 100 pounds.
Well, with Brexit, the pound.
I was going to say right now, 100 pounds is going to be a lot more than $100.
Yeah, it will be.
It will be.
So anyway,
that's a smart man right there.
That's a very smart man right there. There you go. So anyway, it's booming in DFW right now. 80 breweries.
I'll take that $100 in beer, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. $100 in beer. Send it right over. We'll have it on the podcast.
Here we go.
There you go.
So 80 breweries. You said
80 breweries in DFW. That's great.
Yeah.
What is it in the? Do you know offhand what it is in the state right now, Texas wise? I mean, it's got to be huge at this point.
It's got to be stupid. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure there's areas of the state that have one or none, but.
Yeah, the big cities between Austin and Houston, I'm pretty sure are growing. This is exponentially, and plus, Texas obviously is growing. Everybody from California is moving here, and so it just keeps exploding bigger and bigger.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, New Jersey up until September 2012, New Jersey had 11 breweries, maybe 12, and now we're approaching 140. So in less than 9 years. We've, more than 10 times the amount of breweries. Yeah,
the gremlins. They just keep exponentially growing. Yeah. So
I'm trying to look this up since our producers obviously took the night off. Mm-hmm. We would normally have them do this, but I know what Brian's trying to plan a big blowout for this weekend. He tried last weekend, and we were all
busy.
Late. No, we weren't busy. We were all just lazy because it was too damn hot.
Busy, lazy. Yeah, it was really hot. It's been super hot. Supposedly it's gonna cool down this weekend a little bit. It's gonna get down to 80. So
nice.
cool all the way down to 80. While you look at that, He said it's no problem. He'll send you the money. He says he's doing AMC stocks right now, so he knows the dollar well. He said.
Hey, to the moon, to the moon.
He says it's dumb money, ape mafia baby.
Yes. Ape for life.
Yeah. Anyway, so
hilarious.
That's great. So what do you? How's your beer there? How's that oat cream ale there, Mister? Let me look on my phone for.
It is well. I'm trying to do.
While I'm on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this because our dude took the day off. I can't find it anyway. It's
you know why they started doing it? Because we couldn't find it when we looked. That's why they did it. So what made you think it was going to change now?
It's oaty. It's creamy. It's yummy.
Oaty, creamy, and yummy.
It's funny.
What are those three characters on a TV show?
It's only like what 5.5% this one or 6?
6 according to Untapped.
6. It drinks heavier, but at any rate. So
there you go. Cool.
Speaking now, heavy. This is not a beer I'd want to drink in the heat, right? So, you know I'm segueing, right?
I know you're segueing. Before you do, one more thing from, and it's just for Rick from Lords. He said, "To the moon, baby, Rick, you legend."
Hey, we're gonna make it to the moon for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Continue your segue, sir.
So the segue is we're going to segue right into the top 3s here.
Absolutely.
And the top 3s are our top 3 summer beers.
Top 3 summer beers.
Now, John and I usually have a chance to talk before the show, but I worked today a lot, and I didn't work from home, so we didn't really get to – because John and I usually throw a whole lot of constraints on these things, and we didn't actually do that this time.
What I did was I actually made 2 lists because I wasn't sure if we were going with standard good solid summer beers or if we were like leaning towards like the fruited sours kind of thing. So
I think you gotta let it open. It's summer. I mean, I feel like that's the one time where you get to like not have restrictions on what you drink, right?
There you go.
That's my interpretation, at least. I don't know.
That's a good interpretation. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So on that note, why don't you go first? Why don't we kick it off with you, Rick?
Oh man, so I wouldn't put them in any order. I really didn't think about it until
it doesn't matter.
I talked to Dave, but I'll tell you one comes to my mind, top of my head, is Stiegl Radler, which essentially is low ABV. Tastes like squirt in a can, essentially, right? It's like
squirt in a can.
Yeah, straight up. There's alcohol in it, so I can't complain. That one's probably one of my go-tos. Believe it or not, I still miss the hop, so I'll do a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale as my number 2. Just a classic.
Nice.
I know it's not a summer beer, but
it could be a summer beer or a beer that you like during the summer.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, that's my classic. It still gives me my bitter IPA, classic all the time. You can find it anywhere. If it's obviously buying from my shop first, but if you can't find it in my shop, then you go grocery store, whatever it is. The third one, I don't know. I think it's a toss-up. I think for me, it's like, obviously fruited sours sound really cool. I did try the new one from New Belgium yesterday called Summer Bliss, which is like a tropical wheat with a lemon and mango.
Oh,
pretty solid. I actually liked it. Not that I hate, that I wouldn't have gone to them first, but I tried it and I was like, oh shit, I could drink a lot of this. Which is typically the response is like either is it good? Okay, and then 2, can I drink a lot of this? Fuck yeah, this is summer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, this is probably it's summertime here, obviously already now, but this was only once a year though, unfortunately. But for me, after mowing the lawn, this is what I buy cases of this. So they released it last year. It's the second time this year. But this is what I keep cases of. So after Sunday morning mowing the lawn.
Right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you do, go ahead.
He belongs in the locker room, guys, man. He's top 3s. He snuck in a 4th.
He snuck in a 4th.
we do this
all the time. That's what we do. Because, my top 3s, both of these other lists that I got 4 of them on there. So, but, all right.
Yeah. 4, 3.
I'll probably sneak in 5, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it. That's me.
There you go. Go for it, Samurai. What are yours?
So I actually did put some constraints on myself. I went with a Jersey, I went with a national, and I went with an international.
Oh my God! All right.
So international Reisdorf Kolsch.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I can crush that stuff and just drink it all day long. It's refreshing. It's light. Love it, and it doesn't matter how cold it is. You can get that thing ice cold still.
Does that come in cans? Do you guys get in cans up there?
Some bottles.
Yes. No, I've seen it in cans.
You've seen it in
cans?
cans? I've never seen it in cans.
It's canned now.
Oh, wow.
I think my restriction was that it had to be available in cans. I guess I didn't throw that out earlier. So
there you go.
obviously summertime pools. Yeah. So
that's a good restriction.
Yeah, this is true too.
Yeah.
And then the national, and I completely forgot what my national one was. Oh, damn! What was it? I think it was
mine is the first thing to go, Dave.
second. What was the national one, damn it? Well, I'm going to fall back on the one that I originally thought of, which is not one of my favorite beers, but it's still a damn good beer. Hell or High Watermelon.
Another great one.
21st Amendment. Mm-hmm. That's a good beer. It's a good summer beer.
Sure.
I'm pretty certain that was not the one I had originally chosen. But
Probably
we'll
not.
go with it.
You know what, Rick? You know he's going to think of his other one in a minute after he gives his New Jersey, because then he'll sneak the fourth.
Well,
one
no, because New Jersey is 3, because all 3 of those are carton, of course.
Of course.
Because it's Monkey Chase the Weasel,
mm-hmm.
which is a mulberry Highlander Weiss.
It's a Highlander Weiss. It wasn't when it was first out.
It's not from Berlin, so it's not a Berliner Weiss.
It's from the Atlantic Highlands, so it's a Highlander
Weiss. Digger. So Digger is a pale ale with clams in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is actually quite refreshing. So it's kind of
really
like,
good.
Yeah, it's the pale ale version.
If you read it, it says clams on this one too.
Yeah, you got clamato in there, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one is beach.
Beach. I was going to say, where's the beach?
Beach. Okay, so Rick, you would love beach. It's really just a citrus version of boat.
Yeah, it's a really
nice
orangey citrus version of boat.
Yeah. It sounds delicious.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah. If I could, did we drink them all? We may have drank them all.
I still have 2 beaches downstairs, so
because I may have to send Rick a beach.
Yeah. Okay.
BEACH.
BEACH. Yes.
I was thinking BEETCH, but that's fine.
Beach.
Something else entirely, and I think it's illegal for me to send you that.
Right. So,
and
all right,
Johnny.
Mine. I thought about the fruited sours and everything else, and the Festina Peach from Dogfish Head. And,
good old Dogfish.
Peach.
Hey, whoever buys it calls it what they want to call it.
Festina Peach. And say peach. I said peach. Festina Pesh, if you will. All right, fine.
Yeah.
And Bar Harbor Blueberry was another one of the good ones. It's one of my favorite blueberries too, from Atlantic Brewing up in Maine.
Mm-hmm.
With Bar Harbor.
Okay.
Bar Harbor Blueberry is delicious. But I went with the solid. It's not on my list. I just threw them out there. My solid list is this, and this is these are my favorite summer beers. Here we go. My number 3, if you will, is Victory Summer Love.
Oh, damn! I was going to say that one too.
That is a good one.
Yes.
Victory Summer Love's a great. It's a crushable. I mean, I'll get a 6-pack on a weekend and drink all 6 of them on a Saturday afternoon. That kind of thing. But side note, what was funny too. Jess and I run the Broad Street 10-miler in Philadelphia every year. It's in May. And hold on a second. Why that came back up, I don't know why. And whatchamacallit? I guess it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. We finished, and we always it finishes in the Navy Yard. It's all the way down Broad Street in Philly. And it finishes in the Navy Yard, and then we went up to back to the stadiums and everything else. And in the Xfinity Center, there's Victory has a beer garden there. And I had grabbed a Summer Love, a can of Summer Love. And I took a picture with me holding my medal from the race and holding the Victory Summer Love. I put it on Instagram. Within a half an hour, it was Victory's promotional thing for congratulating all the runners on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It was my face. And a bunch of guys that worked at Victory. And it was, hey, I know that guy.
He's here right now, drinking in the corner. Yeah.
So, but awesome. Whatchamacallit? So that's Victory Summer Love. My second one is it's actually changed over the years. Some people hate it, but I love it. Flying Dog Dead Rise. It's their Old Bay Summer Ale.
Oh God, yes.
Okay. I love Old Bay. They've actually changed it this year, and I have not had it yet. But it's not a pale ale anymore. It's a goes. So it's an old. It's a more. It was tart to begin with, so it was like a tart pale ale. But now it's a Gose. It's actually a Gose. So I'm thinking that brininess might even work better with the Old Bay and everything else.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to trying that this year. But that's one of my favorites.
Try that.
It's one of my favorite releases in the summer. And my number one, and there's no doubt in it, it's definitely my number one, Bell's Oberon.
Ooh. I thought it was going to be Sierra Nevada Celebration.
No.
Yes.
6 months from now. 6 months from now. 6 months from now. Although I still have some left over from last year. So.
Oh, he'll drink Celebration all year long.
I'll drink
I'm with you. I'm with you now, 100% with you.
Celebration is one of my favorite beers, period.
Did you try the Tropical Oberon this release?
I did, yes.
How is it? I haven't tried it yet.
It's good.
Is it hold up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my favorite summer beer right there, Bell's Oberon. So
nice. I like it.
There you go. So those are my three. There you go.
And I still can't remember the national.
And you still can't remember
because I've been drinking.
You can text it to me later. So
shoot it, yeah. And I'll throw it up too because Lords has been with us the whole thing. These are his three summer beers. The Bandon Car Irish Porter, 4.8% British Classic. Even James May loves it. Band 1 on a UK spin on American Pale Ale, 6%, and then Drunken Tailor Pilsner, 4.9%. So those are his. They're all UK beers, so I'm sure they're delicious. I've never been able to partake in them, so
don't think they make it here.
We'll take your word for that, but that's awesome. Yeah. Cool.
Send them down here.
Exactly.
I'll shotgun them.
So, yeah, cool. This has been great. I know you got to bounce, soon, right?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I do. I got to go downstairs and start making dinner with the kids. So
start making dinner with the kids.
What are you making?
I think we're doing some fajitas tonight, chicken fajitas. So
nice. I'll be right over.
Yeah, come on over. Hey,
it'll only take me
anytime.
It'll only take me about with the flight. It'll only take me about 5 hours to get there.
Food and beer is always ready for anyone who wants to come over.
Remember, you gain an hour on the flight.
This is true. This is true. So. Okay.
The grill and smoker are always ready, and I got plenty of alcohol to keep us going until the food's ready.
That works. I'll definitely let you know when we come.
Yes, for sure.
Stick around for 2 seconds. Let's just I'll end the show, and then you can get going. I just want to thank everybody for watching. We'll wrap up the show for today. Thank everybody for watching, and those of you listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website www.lageroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 6:30. This was a special Thursday edition. Second one in 3 weeks. But every Tuesday night at 6:30. For those of you that just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Play. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Google Play, or more of those feeds. Yeah, Google Podcasts, Google Play, whatever you want to call it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show again. Thanks for following along with us. Rick, thank you for coming on.
Man, thank you guys.
It's been a great show. We really appreciate you taking the time out and hanging out with us tonight and talking beer. And guys from Lords, thanks for hanging out with the three of us too tonight. That was awesome. But again, Rick, thanks for coming on. We will talk to you soon.
If you're in Texas, come see me.
If you are in Texas, anywhere near DFW, go see Rick. Have a bunch of beers at Taps and Craps.
Hell yeah.
Did I say craps?
Oh, my
Taps
God.
and Caps.
Hey, no crap on tap. I'll
no
take
crap
it.
on tap. There you go. See, that's what I was thinking. No crap on tap. There you go.
Oh, man.
Taps and Caps.
You owe him some beer now.
Yeah. I'll call you afterwards.
They're on me when I come down there instead.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Taps and Caps. No crap on tap.
Look how red he has turned, Rick.
Oh, no, that was from the beer before. I wasn't.
Oh,
yeah. Blueberry cheesecake on the left here. It's good. Yeah.
Exactly. It's delicious. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys.
So, anyway,
thank you.
Go see him at Taps and Caps, and we will talk to you soon. Guys, have a great 4th of July weekend, too.
Be safe.
Drink a bunch of beer. Be safe. Drink responsibly. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.
Don't KCP yourselves.
Do not. Yeah. Be safe. Be careful. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
They found face down in his waffles, maple syrup dripping from his fake roll. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he's shit out of luck. This little penny went to market. This little